Usually, by the third film in a horror franchise or whatever, it's usually running on fatigue because they just come out so repeatedly. And ones that you just look at, you're just like, how is it they allowed number 3 when it should have just been a duology? But I think, in my opinion, Phantasm 3 is definitely interesting for a 1994 movie written and directed by Don Coscarelli, starring Reggie Bannister, A. Michael Baldwin, and Angus Scrimm as the Tall Man. So yeah, if you don't get it this time, he'll have to drill into your head. The mutant dwarf creatures are attacking. The silver spheres are flying, and the Tall Man is back with a vengeance. 15 years at the original classic. They reunite pretty much the entire crew. It's the ultimate force of evil. Any match for a bald former ice cream truck vendor with a 70 Hemi-Cuda and a 4-barrel shotgun. Cindy Ambuhi of Jag co-stars in this insane sequel packed with sex, violence, and gore galore that takes Phantasm series to a whole new dimension. Gives it more of a comedic touch, so it was like, where do you go after the second one? Well, what I was at the original, Don, the director, likes to incorporate what was going on at the time with pop culture. So we get a little bit of Home Depot. This movie starts to treat Reggie like less of a badass killing machine, more human. Which I liked enough because, he gets to see, it's like about halfway through, we get to see a plot going on of him meeting up with these attractive women, and he kind of wants to politely have his way with them. And it's like, yeah, he's still chasing after the tall man, but he is a human and has needs at nighttime. So this movie feels like, okay, I kind of like the increase of the sex, but at the same time it's interfering. So I don't know. This one just goes bonkers, but I like it, I guess, but at the same time I don't. So I don't know. I feel conflicted about this one because when it's good, it is good. In my opinion, I think that this is probably the weakest one in the franchise, or just the one where it just doesn't feel right. It just feels weird, I don't know. I mean, I like the atmosphere in this one, and I like the way how they treated Reggie to be human, but then they bring in this kid where he's dealing where Reggie is pretty much just gets walloped by these schmucks. They steal his Barracuda, throw him in the back and everything, but somehow some person he somehow escapes, and thanks to the help of this wannabe Kevin McAllister, Macaulay Culkin, in Home Alone style, the kid manages to eliminate them in such a violent fashion. He's wearing a mask and everything. I'm like, what is this? My mind was blown. I'm like, I don't know. It's like it's like, is this movie trying to appeal to kids or something, or what? Like 10-year-olds instead of teenagers, I don't know. It just felt so jarring. So I don't know. The kid just feels really weird how he's able to drive and able to discharge firearms very easily. I'm like, the absurd levels of logic in this. I don't know. And then we get a scene where two women are in the hallway, and suddenly the spheres come out, and they're able to take it down, but one of them does get sadly grilled, because I kind of like the scene where they introduce these women, being, I guess, equal contemporaries for Reggie. That I would have liked to have seen more from the adult perspective. I mean, yeah, you could have still had the kid there to help bring more emotional balance. I think, like, maybe if this film focused more on the emotional balance for Reggie, as he's trying to, like, he's trying to deal with Jody and trying to deal with this new kid that was introduced. All at the same time, Michael's there. I think maybe they just cut out some of the kid stuff. I think this movie would have worked better, in my opinion. I mean, but there is a funny scene, and I felt the humor worked here. It was like, Reggie was he needed some release, was like wanting to have some fun time with the women. He was like saying, hey, I was like, no, Reggie, go to sleep. He's like, okay, but I like to do it vanilla. Has the handcuffs, so rather than just have it like spread eagle or whatever. Puts it over the banister. She puts it over the bed railing. Says, okay, good night, Reggie. Although he's like, what the heck? Next morning he's fine. So I don't know. That was funny, but I don't know. It just totally felt indifferent, but inconsistent. Of course, we get some very great scenes with the spheres, as you can see right here, but I don't know. The conclusion is good, where they managed to. What do they do? They freeze the tall man with the liquid nitrogen. It's either methane that's going to stop, and that does seem like to be a good way, but I don't know, man. This movie has just felt all over the place. And the franchise would take a break for a while. And ultimately, number 4 would appear. But yeah, definitely Phantasm 3, Lord of the Dead. It's like, even though everyone's doing a great job, it's just tonally inconsistent, I guess would be the word. So yeah, it's okay.